Hi, I'm Bill. I'm back again, and still trying to acquaint you with who I am and what this is all about. And when I originally started, I kind of told you this is trying to make me so I'm comfortable being in front of the camera, not behind the camera as a cameraman. It's very important. I think I mentioned to you in 2 videos or so ago that I was in a coma, and in the coma I lost my ability to speak. I stuttered quite badly when I did learn how to talk, and I still at times do stutter if I'm not careful. So this is kind of a, why don't we call it a therapy for me, teaching me how to talk to people. Before I was injured, I don't know if I told you, but I was a real estate broker, and I was very confident in talking with people at that time. I was a real estate broker for probably around 14 years in Santa Clara Valley. They, and you know they are, tell me that I used to make a pretty good income, mostly because I sold hotels to the Indian community. And we're not talking Choctaw like I am. Oh, by the way, I am Native American, Choctaw. But I tended to sell hotels to the Patel family. And as you can probably guess, the commissions for a hotel tended to be very good. You know, you're talking about a 10% commission on maybe a $4 to $6 million property. So once again, I'm told I used to make a pretty good income. Then I got hurt one day, and that ceased. But I'm here talking to you so that you can learn a little bit about what I am all about. And like I said a couple videos ago, they tell me that I have a very interesting life. I mentioned that I was raised in Dogpatch of San Francisco, Tennessee Street. Tennessee Street is quite famous in respect to films that have been made there. One was Mitchell Brothers' Behind the Green Door. And that was made, I would say, maybe 5 buildings from where I grew up. Mind you, I was never there on the set, but I know the building that it was in. I do know Artie, or knew Artie and Jim Mitchell very well. You know, they were all right guys. You know, I didn't go to their stripper clubs or anything like that. I knew them as business. Now, I have been part of that industry over the years. Mind you, I was never a porn star. May have wanted to be one, but I was never one. I met the Mitchell brothers, I don't remember exactly when, maybe during the early 80s. I'm a photographer by trade also, and I shot a calendar called Dreamin' Santa Cruz. It was a lingerie calendar, and I was contacted by someone from their organization, and they wanted to see if they might be able to talk with some of the girls that were featured in our calendar. And and Artie Mitchell invited me up to come and talk to their palatial establishment there on whatever street it is, where the the O'Farrell Theater. And I went up there in kind of a seedy area, but I went up there and met with them, and they were all right guys. They were. This was their business, just like my business was making photographs. Theirs was making something else, and they did well at it. For that matter, the night that Artie was killed by his own brother Jim, another business partner of mine called me and asked if I would like to take over the O'Farrell Theater. And I told Ron, I said, I'm not really a person who would be comfortable in that. I said, that's a business that I don't know that I could be involved with. But I thanked him, and we went our way. When The Green Door was filmed, I don't even remember who was in it. I heard a lot of scuttle about what went on in the neighborhood. It's like anything else. Do you know what they're doing down the street? They're making a porno flick. Oh my God! And you walk up and down Tennessee Street, and you would never know they were making a porno flick there. But it was the movie was one of the first done in the 70s, and. The Mitchell brothers was groundbreaking for what we refer to today as video porn. What everybody sees on their computer or their television, or go down to the video store and rent a videotape. The Mitchell brothers actually started that craze. I did have the opportunity to meet Bill Margold a few years ago. He calls me Billy, by the way, or the kid. Bill Margold, if you see the movie Boogie Nights, that's about Bill Margold. When I met Bill, we went down to L.A. for some sort of a function. I don't know, I think my wife and I were publishing magazines at the time, and we were invited by Margold to go to one of his parties, whatever it was. And when we went to the party, we met his girlfriend at the time, who was Viper. Viper was an interesting lady if you like tattoos, and she had a very, very interesting tattoo. I preferred to stay about 10 feet away from her. But we met Viper, and we met a lot of the major porn stars that were in the industry. Ron Jeremy was there. Peter North was there. Portia Lynn. I mean, there was probably 100 of the major porn stars at this party. And I remember everyone was dressed in like tuxes. I think that the party is now called AVN Awards. It's held in Vegas. But we walked in, and when I met Ron Jeremy, he wore a white T-shirt. Everyone is in tux, and he wore a white T-shirt that said, "I fuck for money." You know, he struck me as there was a reason why he had the name Hedgehog, believe me. Most of the women I met, they would say they did not like Ron Jeremy, but you know, that was their choice. So I will probably be talking a little bit about the adult industry. I have been part of it for many years. And it's not to scare you off, it is to let you know that I have been part of it. I think you know some of you may find that it's maybe you would be uncomfortable looking at the videos. Mind you, there will be no nudity, and I hardly even say bad words. But I will be talking about the porn industry rather frankly. You know, I was part of it, or I am part of it, and it's an industry that people really don't understand. Yeah, I remember meeting Larry Flint. I was selling my calendars, and he became a distributor of mine. And when I went up to his office, it was just after he had been shot, and I, made his way into Century City Towers and got into his fortress up on Century City. And as I went in, I was asked to give my driver's license and fingerprints, and it was like, what is going on? My fingerprints, my driver's license? But I did it anyway because I was going to meet Larry Flint. And I was taken through some rooms, and I was put into places to sit down, which had cameras all over, looking at me. I didn't know what they were looking at, but I think they were, watching me. Finally, someone came out, and they said, I'd like to take you back to meet Larry Flint. So I went back to his offices, and I met Larry Flint. An interesting character, he really was. And we talked. His wife, Athena, I believe, was her name. She had just died. She had the AIDS virus. But, yeah, I met him, and he became a distributor of our calendar. I believe the one he distributed Dream in Santa Cruz. It was lingerie. So we can talk about Larry a little bit, and a number of other things. But that's probably enough for now. I want to get this downloaded into the computer so I can get it on, and we'll talk a little bit later on. Bye-bye now.